Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we're going to look at a really fun favor bag featuring our Calling All Heroes stamp set. This new release stamp set from Stampin' Up! Is a really great one for party favors, but there's a bunch of other fun adult things you can do, from invitations to creating great background stamps. Of course, you've got all of the alphabets for writing words and things like that, so it lends itself to lots of possibilities. It is photopolymer, which means that it is a clear stamp that you can see the whole way through. Some fun facts about our photopolymer stamps: they are manufactured by Stampin' Up! Here in the U.S., so you are supporting U.S. products when you purchase our photopolymer stamps. And the clear cases are also, that they come in, are also manufactured here in the U.S. And I always think it's important to know about U.S. made products. Because they are photopolymer, you're going to want to work with a clear block, and it's just going to be real easy for you to put them on. They are super, super sticky and don't go anywhere. I mean, there is just no falling off the block. Also, because they are photopolymer, they will stain when you're using some of the reds and pinks on them, and that does not ruin their ability to stamp a clear image. I also like to tell my customers that that means you can tell which ones you've used, and you can tell that you've used your investment. When they're clean and pretty like that, that means that you bought them and you collected them and simply sat them on the shelf. So don't be alarmed if they stain. Again, with reds and pinks, it just means that you're using them. Wash them off real good with just a little bit of water or our stamp cleaner, and they're good to go even though they're stained. So just something to be aware of. So let's look at some samples and then the project that we're going to make together. Just a real simple little thank you card. Thanks was spelt out using the letters, and again, you can put the whole letters on the block all at one time and stamp the whole word at once, which is one of the benefits of the photopolymer stamps. A really fun invitation stamp with the cityscape embossed in silver. Let's Celebrate has the tiny triangles background stamp and some silver shimmer stars. Here's another fun card, simply using one of the background images in the set over and over again. A shimmer star. We use the letters to spell super, and then the little POW image there that you can see, the little outline burst, whatever you want to call it. And so there you've got a great card for, super job, super use, super day, just super whatever. Of course, you could add another greeting down here if you wanted to. And then this is our really fun little treat bags that we're going to make together today for a hero-themed party that you're going to want to host, because it's so much fun to dress up with capes and masks and those kinds of things. So let's take a look at the product that we use for that, and let's make this bag together. What we're working with is Stampin' Up's polka dot bags. These are a really nice sturdy craft bag with white dots on them. You're going to want to make sure that you have a stash of these on hand for party favors, gift giving, just spoiling someone for no reason throughout the year. So inexpensive to have on hand. So we're going to work with our bags. We're going to work with our black Memento ink pad. This is my new favorite go-to ink pad. I have a scrap of Daffodil Delight here, and we'll just go ahead and ink it up. I love this pad. It was designed for blendabilities because it doesn't smear or bleed or anything, but it dries quickly. It has no scent, so it is my new go-to black that I use for everything except for embossing. It's an absolutely wonderful pad, and then I would just clean that off. So we have our Shazam lightning bolt. Let's go ahead and we'll cut this out. We'll just use our pieces as we go, and I'll tell you about the product. Okay, so there we've got our little Shazam. We're going to work with the circle punch and the square punch, great staples to have in any crafting room. And I have our silver foil paper. This is a 1 3/8 circle. I tried 1 1/4 and it was too small, and 1 3/4 was too big, kind of like Goldilocks. The 1 1/4 and 1 3/4 were too small and too big. 1 3/8 was just right with that lightning bolt. And then the 1 3/8 square punch. Let's grab a scrap piece of paper here. And punch that out. Okay, now it's going to be stubborn on me, isn't it? Make sure I didn't lock it down. It's always, oh shoot, I'm not going to, it's always when you're doing something in front of somebody else. So we have our square. You can just cut it point to point, and that's what's going to give you your neckline. You save that for the next bag. Then we need a scrap of black cardstock that is at least 5 inches wide, and then we will cut it 1/2 inch, so it's 5 by 1/2 inch. So we have these pieces. So let's start here with these. We're going to take our bag and we're going to fold it back at 5-inch mark. And you're not going to seal anything, you're just folding it backwards. We'll take our adhesive and we'll put our little neck piece on up along the edge of the bag. Our black belt. Our silver foil belt buckle. So we've got this far so far. Next, what you need is you need a piece of cardstock that is 6 3/4 by 4 inches wide. So 6 3/4 by 4 inches. And then what you're going to do is it is marked here at just like 3/4 and 3/4 in. And so you want to go ahead and put it on an angle. And this will actually end up at the 1-inch mark. And you're just going to cut. That's not working the way I want it to be. Hold on. I got to think about how I did this here for just a second so that I can cut it at my angle. There we go. And you're going to lay that 3 1/4 inch mark on your track so you can see where I have that angle cut off. Now you could simply lay this on the other side and freehand cut it if you want so that you get an identical mark. And just cut it like so. So again, this is 6 3/4. This was 5 inches, and then I marked it at 3/4 of an inch in on either side and cut up to that 3 3/4 of an inch mark. And that gives me my cape. And now what I want to do is on the back side, just along the top, I'll put 2 rows of adhesive. We'll go ahead and we'll put our cape on. And the reason why we only did a little bit is because we want to be able to get inside to fill the bag with goodies, and we want our guests to be able to get into the goodies without ruining the cute little bag. We want it to stay looking nice. So we've got that. Then the last piece is, if you're doing these as favors, it's kind of fun to put everybody's personal initials on them. So we want to give an initial that's personal. I went ahead and used my favorite product in the new 2014 catalog, and that's the little Thinlits. I am featuring these as my product of the month this month, and when you purchase them this month, you'll get this clear stamp case to store them in, because I have found that to be the best place to store them, and I did do a video on them and you can watch the tips. But if you're interested in my stamp of the month and my product of the month clubs, you can visit remarkablycreated.com and sign up for my newsletter to find out all about them. But that's how I cut them. And we'll put our little M on here. And then if you flip this over, you'll see that there's an S on the back of it. And we're going to add letters to the back of these two. And these were the Perfect Print Alphabet. That's a new Big Shot die. And so again, just a fun way. People love to have their initials on things. And that way you also know whose is whose treat bag. If you're working with younger kids, it's always important. That way you don't have to worry about she took mine, he took mine, or whatever, because they'll have their initials on them. So just a real fun, simple little treat gift bag for you using the polka dot bags and our new Calling All Heroes stamp set. So I look forward to sharing more with you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.